Have you ever wondered about the origins of urban farming? Let's take a step back in time, a journey to the roots of urban farming. Imagine early human settlements, not the towering skyscrapers we're familiar with today, but close-knit communities where every inch of ground was valuable. Here, within the city limits, people cultivated crops and raised animals to meet their food needs. They didn't have the luxury of vast expanses of farmland. Instead, they made the best use of every plot of land available to them. This, dear listeners, is where urban farming took root. But why, you may ask, did our ancestors choose to farm in the city? The answer is simple: survival. Urban farming was not a trendy movement or a hobby, but a necessity. In times when resources were scarce and travel was limited, urban farming was a lifeline. It provided a reliable source of food when other sources were uncertain. Consider the ancient civilizations of Rome, Egypt, and Mesopotamia. Amidst their architectural grandeur and cultural richness, urban farming thrived. City dwellers cultivated gardens and raised livestock, ensuring a fresh supply of food within their reach. In these bustling city centers, urban farming was not an anomaly but an integral part of daily life. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, a period marked by feudal systems and vast rural estates. Yet within the fortified walls of cities, urban farming continued to bloom. From the humble vegetable patches in backyards to the vibrant markets selling homegrown produce, urban farming served as a survival mechanism for city dwellers. It was a beacon of resilience in times of scarcity and crisis, a testament to human ingenuity and adaptability. The ancient roots of urban farming remind us that this practice is not a recent phenomenon, but a timeless tradition. It harks back to an era when farming was part of urban life, a time when city dwellers were closely connected to the land and the food they consumed. From the ancient civilizations to the Middle Ages, urban farming has served as a survival mechanism for city dwellers. As we fast forward to today, urban farming is experiencing a renaissance. A convergence of factors has sparked this resurgence, breathing new life into a practice as old as civilization itself. At the forefront of these factors is a growing concern about food security. In an increasingly urbanized world, the ability to grow food within city limits has become a powerful tool in ensuring access to fresh, locally grown produce. This is especially true in underserved communities where access to supermarkets or fresh food markets is limited. But the benefits of urban farming extend far beyond the dinner plate. It is also a key player in the fight against environmental degradation. By reducing food miles and minimizing resource consumption, urban farming helps mitigate the environmental impacts of food production and distribution. It promotes sustainable land use practices, turning rooftops, vacant lots, and underutilized spaces into productive green spaces. Urban farming is also a catalyst for community engagement and social cohesion. It brings people together to cultivate shared green spaces, participate in gardening activities, and learn about food production. This cultural exchange fosters a sense of community and belonging, strengthening the social fabric of urban neighborhoods. Furthermore, urban farms and gardens serve as green infrastructure, providing ecosystem services that cities desperately need. They help manage stormwater, purify the air, mitigate heat islands, and even create habitat for urban wildlife. All of these contribute to a healthier and more livable urban environment. Education is another key aspect of urban farming. It offers valuable learning experiences for people of all ages, promoting environmental literacy, gardening skills, and healthy eating habits. From school gardens to community workshops, urban farming initiatives are empowering individuals with the knowledge and skills to grow their own food and make healthier food choices. In essence, urban farming is not just about growing food, but also about enhancing the quality of life in urban areas. It's about reconnecting with the earth, strengthening communities, and creating sustainable cities. As we continue to face the challenges of the 21st century, urban farming offers a beacon of hope for a greener, healthier, and more resilient urban future. But what exactly are the benefits that this age-old practice brings to our modern cities? Let's start with food security. Urban farming dramatically increases access to fresh, locally grown produce. For instance, in areas where supermarkets or fresh food markets are scarce, urban farms become a lifeline, providing communities with nutritious food options. Next, let's talk about environmental benefits. Urban farming helps to mitigate the environmental impacts of food production and distribution by reducing food miles. This means that the distance food travels from farm to plate is significantly reduced, minimizing resource consumption and promoting sustainable land use practices. In addition, urban farming plays a pivotal role in building community. It fosters social cohesion and cultural exchange by bringing people together to cultivate shared green spaces. It's not just about growing food, it's about growing relationships and nurturing a sense of community. Not to be overlooked is the green infrastructure. Urban farms serve as green lungs in concrete jungles. They provide ecosystem services such as air purification, heat island mitigation, and even habitat creation for urban wildlife. And lastly, let's delve into the educational opportunities. Urban farming initiatives offer hands-on learning experiences for people of all ages. They promote environmental literacy, gardening skills, and healthy eating habits. For instance, school gardens offer children a unique opportunity to understand where their food comes from and how to grow it. Evidently, urban farming is a multifaceted solution to many urban challenges. With all these benefits, you might be wondering, how can one be successful in urban farming? Well, it starts with site selection. Scout for locations that have ample sunlight, good soil quality, and access to water. Don't overlook rooftops, vacant lots, or underutilized spaces. They can be excellent spots for your urban farm. Next, consider container gardening. This is a great way to maximize space, especially in tighter environments like balconies or small yards. Choose lightweight, durable containers and fill them with high-quality potting mix for optimum plant health. Water management is another critical aspect. Embrace efficient irrigation systems, rainwater harvesting, and water-saving practices. Drip irrigation, soaker hoses, or self-watering containers can deliver water directly to plant roots, reducing evaporation and waste. Don't forget about soil health. Improve your soil's fertility by adding organic amendments like compost or aged manure. Practice crop rotation, companion planting, and mulching to suppress weeds, retain moisture, and promote beneficial soil microorganisms. Last but not least is pest and disease management. Regularly monitor your plants for any signs of trouble. Encourage natural predators and, when necessary, use organic pesticides or cultural controls. Urban farming may seem daunting at first, but with these guidelines in mind, you're already on your way to creating your own urban green space. Remember, it's not just about growing food, but also about building community, enhancing the environment, and promoting sustainability. With the right knowledge and approach, anyone can transform an urban space into a thriving green oasis.